So on October the 2nd, Howard Lutnick, in an interview, turned around and stated that uh, Jeffrey Epstein was the greatest blackmailer ever. And that's sort of started a new fire underneath the whole situation with Trump. And because, again, the committee that's investigating the Epstein matter has basically turned around and written a letter to Lutnick saying, we'd like you to come and talk a little bit more about your knowledge on his blackmailing, which apparently Trump said didn't happen and was all a hoax. However, there's a couple of things about this situation which are kind of like a bit of background. I think it's kind of needed to put this in context. Now, Howard Lutnick is not only the Secretary of Commerce, but he was also Epstein's neighbour. He owned at least one property that was right next to Epstein that he actually bought off Epstein for a financial transaction. And that was at the same time when Lutnick was actually providing his place being available for the Clinton Foundation to raise money. They had a fundraiser there. The Clinton Global Initiative at that time, the system which was used basically became a means of creating money for the Democrats, and it was basically a money laundering device. And the design for it was often actually credited to Epstein, and that was again a lot of the reason why Bill Clinton and a lot of the Democrats were on that plane to begin with. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to shift the blame off Donald Thumper. He's up to this knees balls, and I keep pointing out again that a lot of the subprime mortgages that Epstein actually pioneered as well became the kind of like the big huge knockover, which ended as a result with Obama bailing out Goldman Sachs. And of course, I'm sure Epstein did very well out of that particular deal as well. But interesting enough, again, a lot of those real estate deals that those subprimes were built on were about the same time that Enoch Khashoggi was laundering a lot of money through New York and New Jersey at the time when Epstein was also doing work for Khashoggi, and Khashoggi had lots of connections to Donald Trump as well. And in fact, I think there's actually, we'll hold it there, I'll just keep one what I can actually recall. But back to Lutnick. Now, Lutnick is not the Secretary of Commerce. He's also, he's Jewish, and he is a very large lobbyist for Israel. He's one of the control mechanisms by which Israel makes sure that America does its bidding. So this is important because basically Israel has just turned around and kind of like dangled a little sword over Donald's head and gone, Donnie, don't play ball with us, baby. We might start, get some of this Epstein stuff might start resurfacing because, again, the assumption, a lot of what the deal was that a lot of the actual blackmail that Epstein was involved in was being done on behalf of the Israelis. All the Israelis had access to that information. Potentially the equipment that he was using or the specialists he was using were, working both sides of the street. But the point is that information we know through people like the former Israeli Prime Minister that was filmed, there was a very strong connection between Epstein and basically Israel. We've also got things like Harvey Weinstein using companies like NSO, and then of course we've got things like Cobweb's technology out there, which have also been in the game of getting into activist scenes to infiltrate, and I presume that they've also used blackmail along the way. But the main thing here is predominantly the fact that basically it looks like Israel is actually effectively blackmailing the United States of America. It's incredible. And it's pretty damn obvious.